morning. I already started off exciting. Crazy, man. Let me tell you guys all about it. Oh, let me set you guys up real quick. So I was hoping to start my route early today. Not real early, but at least get a head start. I looked at my route yesterday and I noticed one of my stops, actually my biggest stop on this day, was off my route, right? I got 1,455 cases, 8 stops, I believe. Yeah, 8 stops. And I'm at the second stop right now. My plan was to leave the yard about 1:30-ish, right? 2 o'clock at the latest. And got a call from my coworker, said she basically broke down. So when I got to the yard, she still wasn't there. And she basically said, I'm about 35-40 minutes out, and it'll probably be better if you come and get your trailer, because if not, you probably gonna have to wait. It's my brother calling me. I'll call him back. She said if not, you probably gonna have to wait about an hour or so. So anyway, got to the yard, grabbed my dollies and all that, and headed out where she was at. So basically I had to go, like I said, about 35 minutes up the road to get my trailer from her. She ended up having a coolant leak. She asked me to grab about 5 or 6 gallons of coolant, bring with me, so I did that. I couldn't bring both of my dollies because I could only fit one in the tractor with me. To make a long story short, literally, she said all of the coolant that we put in leaked out. So basically the time it took me to go to her and the time it took me to come back, because where she was at was in the opposite direction of my first stop. So basically I lost, an hour going to get my tractor. So it pretty much wiped out the time that I was expecting to have to be kind of ahead of the game. That was that. But listen, let me go ahead and get to my next stop, guys, and I'll see you guys when I get there. Keep it locked. So the manager was like, man, it's a big truck today, huh? I'm like, it's a bigger truck. They getting like 155 cases. So for them, it's probably the most that they've ordered. Well, I say that back. The first order was kind of big, but their orders seem to be getting bigger. Like I said, this is a new stop, like brand new stop. So, they're in that honeymoon phase right now. And like I told the manager, he's like, man, we try to base our expectations on the other franchises, but he said this particular location is doing better than the other franchises. I don't know if it's just because it is new and they're in that honeymoon phase. We'll see how consistent they are, if the orders tend to continue to get bigger, or if at some point it dies down, we'll see. But like I told him, I said, that's a good problem to have. And he agreed with it. So let's get to work, man. Let's do it. I'm breaking a sweat. That means 2 things. Number 1, I'm working. And number 2, it's hot. That's why I keep a towel with me, man. Work. All right, gang. So I already dropped the coolant dry. Now I'm getting ready to run the freezer. Coming out the side door right there. Good thing about it today, I got one of the newer trailers with 5 doors on it, so I'm able to work out both sides today. And so, if you can see here, if I was to work out this side, I would have to come out this way. They're not getting too many, I don't think. I think it's like less than 20, it's 25 freezer. So So keep it locked, man. All right, guys, so I'm done for, or I was about to say done for the day, but I'm still got one stop left. It's 9:18. Today, I actually got to wait on Coca-Cola to get out the way. This is the first time I've actually had to wait on him. Normally, he's waiting on me to leave this stop down next door or whatever, but today I got to wait on him because you got this round pickup truck. Let me show you guys. You got the white Ram pickup truck. If the Ram wasn't parked right there, I could get around, but I can't squeeze through that little tiny gap between the Coke truck and the Ram truck. So I don't know how many pallets Coke got coming off the trailer, but hopefully he don't have too much more. I've been sitting here for about 10 minutes now, so whenever he move, man, I can get on out of here. I don't have enough room back here in this bad parking lot behind the building to turn around, so this is the only way I can get out. So I gotta wait. My apple slices, they're just starting to turn brown, man. I've had these been in my container since yesterday morning, right? So yesterday morning, I had these in, took them on my route with me. They wasn't brown at all. They're just starting to turn brown now, so that's pretty good. Eating these while I wait. I was watching a video yesterday because I was trying to figure out how can I keep my apples from turning brown. That's what I searched for on YouTube. I saw a couple different videos where they were like, if you put in water in a bowl, about a few teaspoons of salt, and then put your apple slices in there, and then strain the water, your apples won't turn brown. And actually, my apples didn't turn brown. All yesterday, they're just starting to turn brown. If you cut up an apple, it's normally turning brown immediately. But it worked. So I'm gonna start doing this, man. A bowl of water, a little bit of salt, kind of just shake it up a little bit, and then strain it. What up, gang? I am done for today, man. I didn't get any footage at my last stop. I was a little frustrated from the stop before that, my third stop. When I got off from recording with you guys, after waiting for Coca-Cola to move, I had to wait basically an extra 15 minutes after I got off with you guys the first time. So a little bit frustrating, particularly because I could have gotten around Coke had that white Ram truck moved out the way, which was crazy. So as soon as Coke finally finished up, I ended up backing up so Coke can kind of pull out and come around me, or at least on the side of me, so I can go forward. And you know, we was able to make that work. But when he came alongside of me, he let his window down and we kind of chopped it up a little bit. And he said the same thing. He was like, bro, them dudes was just sitting, like, I didn't record it, but it was like two guys, man. They were just sitting right by the truck. One of them like walked to the truck, grabbed something out of the truck, and then they just stood there talking, looking at me like I was just sitting there for no reason. And they didn't have a care in the world, man. They sat at the truck for a little while, excuse me, looked at me, looked at themselves, started laughing and whatever else they was doing, and walked back to wherever they was like chilling at, man. It didn't really make any sense. And then as soon as I actually did get around and past that place wherever they was delivering to, I saw the guys out there and they were just looking on the back of this dock, just looking at me pass by, and I'm thinking to myself like, dude, All y'all had to do is just move this truck back some. Y'all not doing that, but just standing here. So I don't know, man, stuff like that that can get a little irritating, but at the end of the day, man, I got it done. I didn't feel like recording at my last stop, but the last stop, they got 247 cases. And yeah, today was just one of those days, man. This was a short, well, this was supposed to be a somewhat short day, but it turned into a long day. Just dealing with some of the issues I had to deal with starting out, you know, from this morning with my coworker having a breakdown. I thought it was gonna get better as the day progressed, but it kind of just got worse. But you know, it is what it is, man. Let me get ready to go into this hotel. I'll talk to you guys in a second.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Did you get your key?
I'm checking right now. All right, so today we going to the second floor. Normally I stay on the first floor all the time, but today we going up. Tired, man. It's been one of those days. I don't see a lot of these days, to be honest, if I'm being, you know, transparent with you guys. But when they tend to roll around, it sucks. I gotta start later now, tomorrow morning, because I got here later than expected. So after my 10-hour reset, I'm gonna be starting about an hour later than normal. Oh, really? All right, so it looks like I can't check in my room right now. Just as I was walking in the door, one of the housekeepers said, "Excuse me, sir, I don't think your room is ready right now." So at the front desk, the receptionist or the young lady at the front desk, she thought it was ready. On the app it says it's ready, but it's actually not ready. So I gotta wait until they finish the room up. At any rate, I guess I'll finish the video out here, man. I just want to give you guys a little recap of the day and just to kind of, you know, summarize how my day went one last time. So my coworker had to break down earlier this morning. That put me behind. And then third stop, got held up at that stop for a little bit. And now I'm here. You can plan your day all you want to. Sometimes, you know, things just doesn't go as planned. If you don't have the mental fortitude to deal with some of those challenges and some of those, you know, unforeseen circumstances that arise in this particular job occupation, you're not gonna last very long. It just is what it is, man. You're gonna have different obstacles that you gotta face from day to day. Whether it's you having a breakdown, or your shuttle driver or your transit driver have a breakdown that results in them being late with your trailer and you starting your route late. It could be anything, man. It's a number of different things that can happen out here that can really just throw your day off. At the end of the day, man, you still gotta have the right attitude. You can't be, you know, acting off emotions and making bad decisions out here. So just some things I want you guys to consider. I don't like coming out here too much, particularly during when it gets hot, spring, summertime. I saw a snake cross the sidewalk one day back here, so they got all this shrubbery back here. I'm not surprised. So I don't really come out this way when it's hot. Oh, or back here behind the building, I should say. I'm always finding myself looking down at the ground. Matter of fact, let me walk back down towards this way. Before I get out of here, I just want to leave you guys with this last thing. Make sure you're taking care of your body, man. Yesterday, I went and got my labs done. I needed to check that blood work, see what it was looking like. It actually should have been done last year around December, and I just started working on other things and procrastinated. Say, okay, I'm gonna do it today. Then that doesn't happen. I'm like, I'll get to it the next day, and I just kept putting it off until I put it off all the way until when that was Wednesday when I got it done, and it was supposed to been done back in December. So they told me I had, like, you know, basically it's good for a year is what they told me. I didn't know that. So I had to double check, make sure that, you know, my paperwork wasn't expired or whatnot, but they told me I was good. But anyway, got it done, and I got some things I need to work on. Some things I need to work on, starting with my cholesterol. Cholesterol was a little bit higher than it needed to be, a little bit higher than I wanted to be. Total cholesterol, as well as the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol. So it was over that 200 range, a little bit over 200 for the total cholesterol, and then like mid 200s for the LDL, the bad cholesterol. So gotta address that. What else? My white blood cell count was a little low. It's been low since, I don't know, man, 2018, I think was the first time I seen low white blood cell count in my blood work, and it's been low ever since. Not extremely low, but a little low. And if you don't know what white blood cells are, your white blood cells is what helps fight off bacteria. So it helps you get a strong immune system. So you want your white blood cells to be where they need to be. That was it. It was basically those two: cholesterol, white blood cell count. Everything else looked good. I was a little concerned about sodium. I thought that may have been a little bit out of whack, but it wasn't. Sodium was good, my sodium intake. Platelets was good. Like everything else was good outside of those basically two things. So triglycerides was good. Like everything else was on point. Green all the way down. Those were the only 2 or 3 red items: total cholesterol, LDL, and white blood cell count. So I got some things to work on, man, for sure. I've been kind of just researching on different things to help lower cholesterol. I heard one nutritionist say fiber, eating a lot of fiber will help with bringing down your cholesterol. So I'm gonna start really being intentional about that, trying to stay away from a lot of saturated fats, you know, fried foods, junk food, candies, sugary drinks, like all that type of stuff. I'm gonna get ready to get in here, man. Hopefully my room is, if it's not ready, it shouldn't be too much longer so I can check in. But I'll holler at you guys on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Remember, stay on top of that health, man. Get those labs done. If you're over 40, when it's time for you to get a colonoscopy, get your colonoscopy done. I got mine done last year or the year before, a little bit earlier than probably the average 40-plus-year-old, because my dad passed away from colon cancer in 2013. He was only 59 years old. So being that is, you know, I have a family history of it, it was recommended for me to take it, you know, or to have it done a little bit earlier. So I think the average age is probably around 45 or something like that. But stay on top of that, man. Another thing that helps lower cholesterol is exercise. And that's one thing I do have down pat. All right, exercise. Make sure you guys are exercising. Very important. That's all I got for y'all. I'll holler at y'all later.